Good afternoon, Team CES. Today's announcements reflect learning highlights for 3rd through 5th grade students. In 3rd grade, students are practicing their fluency, their voice and tone, doing reading recordings through Raz Kids. Awesome. Please make sure, students, if you want to share out recordings of your readings to all of Team CES, include a video clip to your teachers, and we'll get those in our Friday student highlight videos. In art, 3rd grade will be sharing their car creations during their meets with Mrs. D. And I know she can't wait to see all of the wonderful things the 3rd grade students thought could be loaded into and on top of their cars this holiday season. Interesting. In STEM, or STEAM, including art, 3rd graders are creating, which you'll see behind me, Rube Goldberg machines, and they're working to incorporate forces, chain reactions, and simple machines, focusing on the test and improved components of the engineering design process. Again, this would be a great way to share out videos where you're presenting how you created your Rube Goldberg machine, what the components are within that, and testing it out. It would be great to share with all of Team CES to see. And this is just an example of one in the background, and you can see, and everything is opposite on screen. So simple machine right there, right? We have a pulley, there's some levers in place. Honestly, you can create anything using the objects that you have at home, dominoes, cards. I think the fun part is creating a machine, Rube Goldberg machine, with items that you have around your house. So I look forward to seeing those. Tomorrow, just as a reminder, is library book exchange for our 2nd and 3rd grade students. And again, this does take place from 9 to 3 outside in front of the main entrance. Mrs. Holman is there supporting this initiative, so I want to thank her and give a shout out to Mrs. Holman. 2nd and 3rd grade students, if you would like to sign out a library book, you may show up anytime from 9 to 3, and they'll be there to support you. Moving on, Mr. Bourne's 4th and 5th grade students are also working through the engineering design process and focusing on simple machines. So this group of students are identifying everyday objects in their household that make work easier to do, and that's what simple machines do for us. They make work easier. They're looking for examples that use pulleys, wheel and axle, or a lever. So again, share out. Look forward to seeing them. 4th graders are also continuing to work on creating devices that enhance their hearing, as I mentioned in earlier announcements, and that's their STEM design challenge. And for those in CES that aren't in 4th grade, they are also learning how the discovery of farming transitioned people's lives from being nomads to settling and developing civilizations. And I know last year our 4th graders benefited from some local Chester farmers, sharing with them in today's world what farming is like, what the challenges are, and how different it's changed from years ago. 4th grade musicians will be learning more about the drum set as an important part of the rock band. How do you have a rock band without drums? So the fun continues at home. They will be creating their own drum sets using objects around the house. And I want to thank parents again for your continued support and positivity in remote learning. Students, if you would like to share out pictures or videos of the drum sets that you've created and drumming in action, please do. I'd love to see them. 5th grade is also experimenting in science to discover the identity of 3 unknown powders based on the presence or absence of physical and/or chemical reactions. And they're working with different substances while exploring the law of conservation of matter. Absolutely love science as one of the many subjects, which is so much fun to learn about. So law of conservation of matter. Energy can never be created nor destroyed. In simplest terms, it can't just appear and disappear, right? It changes forms. So I look forward to seeing all of the learning that takes place there. In STEM, or STEAM, 5th graders are beginning their research and planning for creating insulated shelters. And their challenge, their goal, is that in this shelter, they're required to maintain a given temperature in order to keep matter from changing characteristics. What a perfect challenge given that today it is snowing outside. Again, please share out your results. I'm interested to see what these shelters are created with, what insulation materials, if any, you're using to maintain temperatures in your shelter. All students in grades 3 through 5 will be closing their Chromebooks and getting outside doing their fast break activities. So with that said, on that note, I am closing my Chromebook, closing my screen and signing off. I wish all of you a great afternoon. We look forward to seeing you on Friday, all students on Friday, sharing out their learning and celebrating all that you're doing in Team CES. So keep up the great work. Thanks again, parents and families. Please reach out if you have any questions. Until then, have a great evening. Thank you.